I have some confessions to make, and you are the one that I have been informed is appointed that can take the confessions. You're not supposed to worry about me or cry about me because I'm not in a bad mood, but it's like a cancer that eats inside of you. Um, a couple things I think you may know. I may have even told you before. First of all, um, a lot of what I tell you about, like the weird supernatural shit, is very real and it's all real. If anything, I sugarcoat it because I know you won't believe me if I told you the true story. Um, I'm not exactly to this day still sure of exactly what's going on with this Archangel Michael thing and all that because things come and go, and there's a lot of things you don't see, which really bothers me. But because of the Mary archetype that you are, me confessing to you saves my life. So, well, that's why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to show off. Um, but there's a lot of things that I should tell you about me. Jillian, believe it or not, I'm probably the most normal person you'll ever know. It's an act, okay? It's all an act. Now, I fit into that act pretty well. Um, but I just wanted to give you a little example that someone thought I might want to show you. In my 20s, when I was with Wendy and I really thought everything was over, I told her that I thought I was extremely more intelligent when I was younger than when I was older. Now, in a way, you may have been seeing this behavior. Why? Well, look at how Don acts. He acts crazy. He leaves me crazy voicemails, etc., etc. Again, I think you're starting to see the act. I knew then, not what I know now about like the supernatural elements of what's going on, but I knew then that pain and suffering is what brings about human intelligence. Um, you cannot relate to anyone in the world unless you go through that pain. So that's why I met certain individuals that there's no reason I should have met because they were very powerful. They're celebrities. And I started Depression Concepts. That's a pretty stupid name with a bunch of surf companies, but I had an agenda. And to cut to the chase, I just want to read you what my mission statement was. I sent this to all the companies, and I don't mean kids just starting clothing companies. I sent this to everybody. And I think you'll get a better idea of what I was like before I met you. Okay? Depression. Depression Concepts, also known as Depression, was founded out of Los Angeles in 1996. Yet its employees and clients have been involved in the marketing and promotions of the clothing and music industry since the early 1990s. We have been a part of and have influenced the Generation X movement long before the term Gen X was coined, and at the forefront of the entrepreneurial ideals and corporate cynicism that distinguishes our culture. Depression is now focusing on an array of products and ideas and acting as consultants and prognosticators for all ad campaigns geared towards Generation X, not generic X. We are the think tank. I predict future trends and I create them as well. We often know what we are and what things are going to happen long before the general public, and we dismiss many of all of your orchestrated trends that are force-fed to us. We at Depression are cynical, yet we are optimistic. We are politically aware, yet we are apathetic. We are hardworking, slackers, yes, that are not swayed by your mainstream. Although we work with many companies and individuals of all ages, races, and ideals, our concepts are deeply rooted in this lifestyle and attitude. We firmly believe Generation X is a state of mind, not a demographic category, although the media and others would paint us with a broad brush and define us all simply by age. Our experiences in the business world and the entertainment industry, combined with the knowledge of current events, the past, and especially my human emotion, help us greatly to create and bring about products and concepts that appeal to a wide spectrum of people. You may ask, why is your company called Depression? Well, aside from the founder's intense emotional experiences and extensive knowledge on the subject, there is no one answer. However, to put it simply to you, emotional pain and depression is the single most inspiring and crucial ingredient to creativity and artistic superiority. Now, that is not an opinion, that is a documented fact. Severe depression and manic depression have molded the most influential people in the world, the most influential people anyone will ever know. This is the basis behind my depression concept. Now, some may feel that people who suffer from depression or who are depressed are unpredictable whiners, who complain, sit at home all day and do drugs. They worry about their disappointments and letdowns of everyday life. However, you have not felt deep depression. and to know depression and the fight that depressions fight. It is an emotional war between the mind and the soul. But depression has many victims and leaves much personal destruction. Depression also seems to bring about something unique. It is deep thoughts and introspection that many yearn to have and to use in an artistic and creative manner. This talent has been written about and studied, yet not fully understood by the scientific community. Although many scoff at such a statement, it is apparent that pain equals fame, and this can be seen in the majority of movies, music, and art that are as regarded as a genius among all of you today. It has been said that it is now cool to claim depression, to take Prozac, to present yourself as some sort of deep person with a tortured soul. See, we at Depression know who is real and who is fake. And as Mike Wallace of 60 Minutes said, it takes one to know one, and he is absolutely right. We surely do not promote depression or negativity, yet we surely do not ignore its possibilities and our ability to relate to every single person we meet. We feel a very deep connection with tragedy and human emotions and love, and their effect on attitude, opinion, and tastes. We feel that depression is the synthesis of all emotions. It is the only emotion that can kill you. And that depression is far more complex than simply being able to relate to emptiness and sadness. Let's be honest. I feel depression is a talent. And it's a talent to know you, and it's a talent to know life. And this is meant simply to explain to you the basis behind my ideas, my creations, and my associations with others. Now, to business, we often come off as refreshingly plain or scandalous and politically incorrect. However, there is usually a very much deeper meaning behind my product, and the open-minded attitudes that I cherish, along with the t-shirts and other apparel. Look, I plan on coming out with audio mixtapes, Jill, featuring spoken word, unusual sound bites, and an eclectic array of music. We plan to produce a video featuring a collage of scenes and footage. You could almost call it America's Funniest Home Videos meets Faces of Death. If you're interested, please contact us. We will surely keep you aware of new products and events. I work closely with an organization known as Civilized Revolution and Gorilla One. Our productions contain groups such as House of Pain, Cypress Hill, Korn, Sugar Ray, Dishwalla, among others. I have promoted events throughout Southern California. I run clubs at the Viper Room, Billboard Live, El Rey Theater, etc. I have major involvement with close companies such as Adidas, Vans, thenReal, Blunt, Label Whore, 25 Sucker, Joker Scandalous, Fucked, Kickware, Black Flies, and numerous others. We have worked with graphics. I work with Larry Flint. Publications. I work with Vivid Video, SRH, Electric Ink, and Penthouse magazines. We are associated with a very wide spectrum of artists, photographers, and celebrities in many ways, shapes, and forms. And we have appeared in newspapers and numerous other publications for our ideas, events, and opinions. Now, although I'm based in Los Angeles, my influences stretches all the way to the Bay Area and to the East Coast, and I really do appreciate your interest in depression concepts, and we would like to hear your opinions or questions. I got calls for a year nonstop for people begging me to give them information on that. Do I think I'm cool? No. What I'm trying to say is, though, I've gone undercover. And that's the real Don that you never met. And that real Don is in my eyes. And I've had a very deep spiritual connection with that because, once again, I went to a place where I thought I would never believe there wasn't a God, but I knew there was. And one night I basically said to him, although he didn't show up in my room with McDonald's, that I thought he was very fucking stupid. I thought he was one of the most ignorant motherfucking people I could have ever met, and I would love for him to explain why is it that some of my best friends who are geniuses and can help all the people in the world that suffer, why would you kill us? And he said to me, what do you want in exchange? I said, will you take away my depression? And the method in which he did that was, yeah. He basically says, well, what if you use drug, or what if you do this, or what if you do that? Of course, I'd love for him to snap his fingers and have it go away, and I'm thinking that may happen. But I just want you to know, because I think it wasn't fair to do to you, it was an act. And the act that was on other people was because we wanted to show them judgment. Let's be honest here. Why the fuck would God give me all this information? Julian, I know a lot of shit that I'm not telling you. A lot of shit. And I'm totally hidden in a fucking shack in Pebble Beach. Why do you think that I got separated from everyone else? I got separated. I didn't just leave. They wanted me to stay away from everyone else. And yeah, I am in danger at times. Now, do I think I'm cool because of that? No. It's killing me. I had no idea anyone else would be involved in any of these things. But I had to confess to you something. What? I'm not who you think I am. I'm not who you think I am. Now, do I have depressive episodes? Of course. Do I have um, temper flares? Absolutely. But that's because I'm in costume. And that's why a lot of people say Don's the nicest guy I've ever met, and then other people say Don's the devil. It's a trick, okay? And I feel really bad that I tricked you. Really bad that I tricked you, and I get very mad because sometimes I feel as if God put you in my life to trick me. And he did. Why? Because you said you didn't believe it existed with Wendy. Right. So you thought lightning struck once in one place, right? No pun intended, because I was struck by lightning. Right. Well, now look who looks stupid. Now, I don't feel stupid, but I think you get my point. And I just want you to know that although this sounds a little crazy, one thing I think it should prove to you is that crazies make very good watch people. Okay? And I think you're a very important person. I posted that I'm the Ark of the Covenant. I mean, let's be honest here. Jillian, you are undercover like I am, and you don't even know it. You are a career student. You don't even know you're living. Your mom talks shit. Your dad gets you a car now and then. Jillian, God has you perfectly hidden. Okay? And I thought this was going on with everyone, and it's not. You are very, very important. And what I just read you, it may have sounded poetic. They don't hire crazy fucks like me to protect bums or wasted girls like you. And I learned a big lesson. A very big lesson. And it's weird because 10 years ago I would have been like, God, this is terrible, or maybe I'm trying to make a scene to make her like me or anything like that. You know what? I feel more connected with the ethereal world than with the material world. But I just want you to know, I am for real. And it does bother me that one person didn't think I was for real. I'm not saying you don't think I'm for real. Okay? But what I am telling you is this. I've never lied to you. I've never lied to you. And I promise you everyone else has, even if they didn't mean to. And that's what makes me feel good. Jillian, why can't I kill myself? That's what I was trying to tell you. I can't kill myself. Okay? The near deaths and all that. Okay. That's another story which deals with some weird things about my genetics or something, like the way I was made. But basically, I hate to say it, but yes, there's a Terminator aspect to Dawn. That's why I get away with everything. I'm the exception. In fact, that's why I can find gold in Goodwill. Why? I have a skill like that. All right? And I don't care what anyone else says, and if you think it's sappy, because what does it hurt? I'm making you feel good, and what I'm saying is true. And it's coming from someone who always tells the truth. I didn't find gold in Goodwill. I found it in you. I love you. I'll talk to you later.